At the mercy of thought and emotion, you swing from high to low, from happy to miserable, from positive to negative. At the mercy of forces you seek to control, but cannot. At the mercy of thought and emotion. If we believe everything that we think, if we believe everything that is an emotion, that is not necessarily just a direct feeling, but a deeper emotion, the emotion of shame, the emotion of sadness, the emotion of anger, the emotion of a kind of depression, almost, anxiety. If we believe all of those without investigating them, without finding out the root, then we're like, a vulnerable boat, ship on a wild ocean, unpredictable ocean. And we seek to control such things as thought and emotion because we don't really know what else to do. Nobody's told us that we should really look beyond them. So we're just kind of like everybody else, gone with them all our lives. I think this, therefore it's true. I feel this, therefore it's true. I'm consumed by anxiety, therefore it's true. I'm consumed by this thought of, self-judgment or judgment of the world, my opinion, my belief, we're negative or positive, and we believe that it's true. But without a deeper inquiry, without a deeper looking, without a deeper reflection, without a deeper intimacy with ourselves, then we're just really ultimately at the mercy of forces that are rising up in us, that come from, unconsciousness, that may come from karma, that may come from the deepest wounding that we've carried that we haven't been able to face, that may come through memes that are other people, social media ideas that just, happen to collide with ours a little bit, and for a moment we believe what we've been told to believe. Amazing how many people believe what they're led to believe without actually inquiring into it. I think we've seen this a lot, particularly in the last 10 years or 5 years, or, with recent global global memes, global ideas, the globalization of things. And this is not always useful. It's certainly not useful if we want to find a deeper inner authority, or a deeper equanimity, or a deeper presence within ourselves. We have to stop blindly believing everything that we think, blindly believing everything that's rising up within us. And that's not to say any of those things that are rising up within us, or the things that we think, are untrue necessarily. But we have to develop some kind of discernment. And true discernment only comes from going deeper within ourselves. Otherwise, there is no discernment, there is just blind faith, or blind, following. And that doesn't really, it often leads to trouble, either emotional, mental, physical, existential, or psychological, any kind of trouble. Get in all sorts of trouble by blindly believing what we feel and what we think, or what other people think, or what other people feel. So what I'm saying here is we have to be very, very critical in the sense of kind of getting into looking at what it is that's rising up in us, and whether we, whether it's worthy of believing or whether it's not worthy of believing, depending on a criteria that goes ever deeper within ourselves. Those who know themselves on an ever deeper level tend to have good discernment, and those who are caught not willing to go within themselves, trapped on the level of opinion and blind faith, tend to have no discernment, so blindly either go along with or spout, don't know what, untruths. So, this is a call for discernment. This is a call to say, what is it that I believe? What is it that I believe about myself? What is it that I'm believing at any given moment? To what extent am I a slave of my thoughts, feelings, emotions? Because once we get deeper, you stop being a slave of them, and you start in some way becoming a master of them, a master through equanimity, a master through awareness. This is kind of patently obvious on a certain level, I know, but it needs to be said because the opposite is just blind following. Don't follow every thought. Question every thought. Question what you're thinking. Question what you believe. Question what you feel. Question the way of the world. Question the media. Question the voice of experts. Question the voice of scientists. Question the voice of spiritual teachers. Question the voice of all authority. Question the voice of religion. Question the voice of politics, without a shadow of a doubt. Question the voice of influencers. Question me. Question my voice. Does it sit well inside you? Is it a truth? Is there something deep inside you that resonates with it? And if not, what is it that resonates in you? There's no point in just attacking the others, or anything like that, unless it goes inside to a deeper equanimity within oneself. There's power in that, the power of presence, the power of discernment. Develop the power of discernment by knowing yourself on ever deeper levels of your being. Then things start to change.